Hey everybody, it's Derek with The Ultimate Hang, and guess what? I am going to do a review, unscripted. Well, actually all of my reviews are unscripted. And today I just want to show you one wind. I've got the Tarp, I think it's the XL Hammock, and an ultralight version. There's some pretty cool features of this gear that I think make it worth taking a second look at. It's actually probably one of the best made gear I've seen for kind of an overseas manufacturer. Besides, you know, there's some notable others, but this is not gear that's just cheaply made and mass produced. Let me show you what I mean. I just want to talk about the PCTs, right? The pros, the cons, and my tips. One of the first things that I look at when I compare gear or try to get an idea of its quality is its stitching. And you can see here, even stitching. It's actually double hemmed. The reinforcement on the tie-outs, very strong webbing, reinforced on the backside. These guys have done their homework as well. Look at this, on every corner, every tie-out, they include shock cord. When it gets wet, sil nylon tends to stretch a little bit, and this shock cord helps to reduce that tension a little bit. They've also included, look at this, all this kind of, at first I was like, what the heck, why are they adding this cool clip? It seems like kind of a waste, but I think the way they've designed it, some guy line retention. I've wound this string up on my hand, and then I've separated this shock cord and tucked it in here. And I think the intention is that this little cord lock is designed to kind of snug down and keep that from going. They also include a really nice line lock here. It makes tensioning and tying out really easy, the stakes. The Tarp also includes reinforced, really strong panel tie-outs. But the panel tie-outs are, while they're cool on the outside, this is the only Tarp that I've seen that on the inside, let me just show you, ooh, a patch that kind of hides. It's like a nice finished look. I would not have expected that from, you know, your typical copycat manufacturers overseas, but it's a beautiful finished look. All of the seams are taped, and you can see that. And look at this, at the very center, they've included an additional tie-out. So this Tarp can be used not only for hammock camping, but you can do a ton of other configurations because of all of the different tie-outs. This is a knockoff Loop Alien. It's a little bit bigger. So for me, this is a con. In one, because I know there's a lot of people now copying it. I do like using the Loop Aliens on a continuous ridgeline. They're great for a long ridgeline, but they only gave you enough guy line for like end only. And if for an end only one, typically I'll just wrap it around and do a McCarthy hitch on the end, which is exactly what I've done on the other side of this Tarp. Here's another mod that I recommend for this Tarp. As I already mentioned, they include that additional hardware piece, and including that line lock. I took that cord lock off. This elastic cord, it still is gonna hold. I put those cord locks on the end of the doors, as you can see here. And the reason for that is that I can adjust and tension this piece better than I can with the included keychain carabiner. The keychain carabiner is one way that you can use them to quickly kind of close off your Tarp. With that keychain carabiner, you can just clip it to the end of the tie-out over here, and that closes off the door. All right, so you can see with that, those clips on the corners makes it really fast and easy to close off the Tarp doors. You've got not only privacy in a storm situation, you can really effectively seal off all sides of this Tarp. If I need to clip this door on to something that's a little shorter, I love this mod because now I can do that. I can take this and clip it on to these side tie-outs. And now I've got, you know, just an open mode for this Tarp. Here's a better look at the reinforcement. They use this nice hex fabric. It's a little more durable. It's a very well made Tarp. I can definitely recommend it. All right, let's show you the hammocks. They sent me two hammocks, and they're both the same size, and the manufacturing is also top notch. Great even stitching, no loose threads, double reinforced. One thing I noticed is, again, they're doing their homework, and they've really done a great job of adding those little bits that go above and beyond just a simple hammock. You can see here, there are little reinforced tie-outs. There's 3 on each side. So again, you can create pullouts if you want. You can do clip on your underquilt if you want. This one they sent me uses I think it's like a 20D hex ripstop fabric, and I'll have to say this is a super comfortable hammock. And when you go on their website, you'll notice that they actually sell a variety of lengths. Again, done their homework. These hammocks that I was sent include adjustable ridge lines, and they also both came with this little mini gear organizer. The gear organizer, you know, pro and con. It's nice that it's there, multiple pockets, so it's easy to fit like a cell phone, but it's not that big. The hammocks that I had, they both had double-sided stuff sacks. This is one of the little tips that I love using. If you want to kind of gather up your hammock and kind of put it out of the way, it's like having a snake skin, right? It's just this mini, but it's a mini snake skin. Loosely stuff in a bit of that hammock, tighten it up, and I've kind of pulled my hammock right out of the way. They also sent me, this is a winter cover for 4-season camping. This uses the bottom entry design. It's a very lightweight fabric. What I use these for too is not just for like extra cold weather camping. Well, if it's windy and I'm not expecting rain, I may not even pitch my tarp, because sometimes tarps just become sails in the wind. It cuts the wind out and keeps me even a little bit warmer because it encapsulates that little microclimate really close. But here's the con. The one thing I didn't like about this design, you can see it hopefully right here, the little vent holes, first of all, they're a little small, and then secondly, they're way back near the end. They're kind of way up here. Really, they need to be a little bit closer. The purpose of these vent holes is so that you can get that water vapor and that breath vapor out before it condenses and crystallizes on the insides. I love the fact that it's a single wide piece of fabric. It's not stitched together like a lot of those parachute nylon hammocks or those knockoff hammocks that you see out there. The bug net, one side actually has a very big opening than the other side. It makes it easy and quick to deploy. I can take that off really easily. Woohoo! When I do bottom entry bug nets, my tip for using these is that if I have an underquilt, I actually put the underquilt on the outside of the bug net. These bug nets can drag on the ground, they pick up litter, they pick up bugs, whatever. So it's actually nice to have the underquilt on the outside, because not only is it easier to just put that underquilt on and clip it off and on for packing and storage, but it helps to gather up that bug net and keep it off the ground. Very well made, a very quality hammock, and for the price, it does make you think. It makes you think twice. Be sure to check out my new book, Hammock Basics. It's a small, nice giveaway item, especially if you're trying to tell other people how to set up a hammock correctly. It's perfect. It's very small, but it packs a punch. All right, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you later. Great hammock, right? I don't have to say anything more. I'm done.